Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. And if you're looking to buy, sell, or just keep up with the latest real estate trends on the Treasure Coast, you're in the right place. Today, we're breaking down the latest market updates. We're comparing December 23 to 24, January 24, January 25, and February of 24 to February of 25. The prices, the listings, and market trends. Let's dive in. And hey, if you love staying ahead of the market, please remember to hit that subscribe button and definitely turn on the notifications so that you never miss out on an update. And if you're wondering why those are the numbers we're doing, those are the latest updates we have at the current time of making this video. So, why am I wearing this crown? Because these numbers are not great. So I thought I'd spruce it up a little. December was a month of big changes in the market. We saw inventory climb, homes taking longer to sell, and the price reductions becoming more common. Let's take a closer look at what happened. The total listings, they were up. All right, let's start with the big picture. Inventory is up. More homes are hitting the market, meaning buyers have more options, but sellers have more competition. Let's look at some numbers. Fort Pierce, 34982, 201 listings. It's up to 285. Jensen Beach, 34957, 300 listings, up to 387. And Port St. Lucie, 34957, from 292 up to 307. Fort Pierce zip code 34949, 352 listings, up to 362. More listings mean more negotiating power for buyers, but sellers, you need to price competitively and you need to stand out in the market. Now let's talk about active listings. And in Fort Pierce, 34982, active listings jumped from 141 to 237. And in Jensen, 34957, we saw an increase from 283 to 328. More homes available means more homes are staying on the market longer. It's giving buyers to shop around and negotiate better deals. Let's talk about pending sales. Pending sales have slowed down, meaning buyers are being much more cautious. Let me give you an example. In Fort Pierce 34982, we had 62 pending sales and now 50 pending sales. Jensen Beach 34957, we went from 72 pending sales down to 50 pending sales. This slowdown could be due to higher interest rates or buyers just waiting for better deals. Price reductions are up. Sellers are adjusting their prices to attract buyers. Let me give you some examples. Fort Pierce 34982, previous we had 20 price reductions and now we're up to 28 price reductions. Jensen Beach 34957, we went from 64 to 66, and homes are also sitting on the market a lot longer. Fort Pierce 34982, we went from 58 days to 88 days. Jensen Beach 34957, we went from 55 days to 63 days. A longer time on the market means we're shifting away from that extreme seller's market that we saw in previous years. As we moved into January, the trend of rising inventory continued and buyers started taking more control in negotiations. Let's see how this played out. So January's trends show a similar story. More listings, more choices, and more competition. Check out these numbers. Fort Pierce 34982 from 174 listings to 222 listings. Jensen Beach 34957, big jump, 317 listings to 412. And Port St. Lucie from 307 to 360. And active listings just keep climbing. Fort Pierce 34949 from 330 to 367, and Stuart 34996 went from 159 up to 242 active listings. As you can see, all of these numbers have increased in January. The number of properties sitting on the market went from a lower number to a much higher number. Hopefully this crown is helping it sound a little better. Here we go. Stay till the end. I've got some ideas for you. Pending sales that have slowed, indicating a more potential buyer's market. Port St. Lucie 34952 from 81 to 70. Jensen 34957 from 71 pending down to 62 pending. And those price reductions are increasing as sellers adjust to meet the buyer's demand. Fort Pierce 34949, 100 down to 142. Jensen 34957 from 88 to 100 price reductions. Homes are still taking longer to sell. In Stuart, 34996 from 81 days to 83 days. In Port St. Lucie, 63 days to 62 days. Stay until the end. I have some ideas to help you with this. By February, we saw the numbers continue. That inventory kept increasing. The reductions, well, they kept increasing as well. So February shows a continued rise in inventory, and here are the numbers. Jensen Beach from 34957, we had 359 listings. We went up to 458. Port St. Lucie, 34952 from 331 to 403. And Stuart, 34996, 230 up to 300. Now let's talk about the active listings and how they continue to grow. Fort Pierce's numbers for 34949, we went from 343 to 388. Jensen, we went from 261 up to 383. Meanwhile, the pending sales are slowing. In Jensen, we had 98 pending. We went down to 74 pending. Port St. Lucie, 34952. We had 104 pending and we're down to 87. We're seeing even more price reductions. Jensen Beach, 34957, 112 up to 144. Port St. Lucie, 88 up to 152, almost doubled. And homes are taking longer to sell. Fort Pierce, 34949, we went from 95 days. And in Jensen, we had 34957, 66 days up to 72 days. That means that it is taking well over 2 months to get your property into contract. And always remember, if you found this update helpful, give this video that like or thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, and definitely hit that notification bell so that you never miss an update. And thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next one. So remember I said towards the end I would give you some ideas of what to do with your home. Let me give you about 3 tips that'll help out. One, as we know, pricing is mandatory right now. You have to price the property well. If you are not a little bit aggressive in this market, if you're trying to test out the market, it's going to take you much longer to sell the property. So don't test right now if you really need to sell. So price it. If the prices are high and there's mid, go for the low numbers or just below. It would be a much better situation to get multiple offers on your property so that you could then possibly negotiate and maybe you could get a higher price than what you started at. But if you price high, you're going to stay on the market. And there's nothing that we could do to make it anything different. There's another option though. What is the condition of your house? Sometimes in these types of markets, it makes sense for you to invest a little bit of money to bring up the condition of your home. Because there's 3 parts. It's location, price, and the condition of your property. We've talked about price, and now we're talking about condition. So if you need that new roof and a buyer can't get finance because they can't get insurance, this may be something that you want to consider. But this is also why talking to an expert, especially after I've been in the business for 23 years, talk to me. Let's have a conversation. Let's work together to get the property sold. And then your third is location. So if you're on a busy street, and I told you I would give you a couple of tips. If you're on a busy street and you have traffic on 2 sides, it used to be that builders sold those as prime lots because you didn't have someone on each side of you. Well, unfortunately, from a buying standpoint, if you have a lot of traffic that's going back and forth on both sides of your house and on the front of the house, you only have one side that doesn't, which is the back. So you might want to consider putting in some shrubbery or some fencing to break down some of that noise that's coming in around the house with that traffic going in all of those directions at one time. So there's 3 tips for you. If you want some more tips, definitely comment below. Give me a like. I would love that. It doesn't cost anything to like the channel, and it helps me to stay motivated to keep giving you some of this information. We are in a major change of market, and I've been in this 23 years. We can have a conversation about 2008, but I will tell you that there are a lot more things coming. Typically, being in the business, I'm about 3 months ahead of what the general public gets to see. So definitely leave me a comment, send me a message, give me a call, and then we're going to follow this up with a conclusion. And if you'll stay to the end, it's great for the watch time on the channel. Thank you so much for coming to my channel. So what does all of this mean for you? If you're a buyer, you have more choices and more negotiating power than in the past years. And if you're a seller, you need to price strategically and be patient. The market is shifting, and I'm here to help you navigate it. If you have questions about buying or selling, feel free to reach out. Let's discuss the best strategy for your real estate goals.